A neurologist and researcher, Mark Werner, MD, has spent his career studying the mysteries of the human brain. He took an early interest in studying the humanities and sciences and realized at that point that becoming a physician was the best way to combine the two areas. In 1975, he earned a Bachelor of Arts from the University of North Carolina, following that up with an MD from Bowman Gray, Wake Forest University in 1981. In the course of his medical training, the time eventually came for Dr. Werner to choose a specialty. He decided on neurology because he was fascinated by the ability to decipher what was happening in the brain as individual reflexes were stimulated. With his MD in hand, Dr. Werner joined New Hanover Hospital as a medical resident from 1981, and he remained there for 1 year. He then transferred to Vanderbilt Medical Center, Nashville, where he served as a neurology resident for 3 years. He left in 1985 to pursue a neuro-oncology fellowship at Duke Medical Center in North Carolina for 2 years, but he would remain at Duke as a research associate until 1991. In 1994, he moved to Gainesville, Florida, to open a private practice in general neurology, which he would maintain until 2013. Dr. Werner's years as a researcher were not idly spent. One of his many achievements was being the first to publish the presence of EGF receptors in neurons of the human nervous system. Additionally, he helped to discover that diaglycerol could overcome aspirin inhibition of platelet aggregation. He conducted further research into immunoreactive EGF receptors in human gliomas, diaglycerol accumulation in platelets, multiphasic diaglycerol generation in platelets, and the differentiation of glioma cells. Furthermore, he conducted an epidemiology study on increasing incidence of brain tumors in elderly patients. He considers his single greatest achievement to be his research into single lipids in cell differentiation. It involved determining when cells went from an immature form to a mature form, and it allowed cancer cells to turn into healthy cells and stop growing. Dr. Werner received a number of awards and accolades for his work, including fellowships from the National Cancer Center, the Association for Brain Tumor Research, and the American Heart Association. Dr. Werner cites a number of influences on his life that led him to the successful role that he would grow into. Several of these include his father, who was a physician that encouraged his son to follow in his footsteps, Stephen Roach, a neurology resident that offered him vital encouragement when he was a medical student, his wife, Yana Sarada Banks Werner, a pediatrician, and Dr. James Toole. He is also grateful to Yusef Hanan and Toshiro Okazaki, both of whom worked with him on his cell differentiation research. When asked about what advice he would pass on to future generations aspiring to work in his field, Dr. Werner replied that they should stick with their work. They will continue to improve themselves and do better for their patients. As for himself, Dr. Werner plans to continue enjoying his retirement and spend more time with his family.